Hello, Nick here from TechNuovo and welcome back to the channel. So summer is kind of here-ish, trying, and when that happens, we Brits all do the same kind of thing. We scramble to the beach, buy paddling pools, resulting in us having a hosepipe ban. But more importantly, we all buy the cheapest fan, £1 stacked up at the corner in a supermarket, hoping it'll keep us cool during the 2 hot days of the year. I've been there, and those cheap fans, they do work, but they don't last and they don't offer much in terms of features, and that's where this comes in. This is Meaco's latest fan, the Sefte, and I'm fairly sure it's a replacement of their popular 1056 fan. It's big, it's bold, and it's been fantastic to use. Out of the box, you can see it's quite a sizable fan and will take up a fair amount of real estate around your home depending on where you position it. This is the tabletop version, but Meaco also do a pedestal version, which is obviously higher and can be put on the floor in the corner of your room. It looks smart and modern, it feels well built, and in my opinion, looks a whole lot better than the 1056 model. It comes in one color scheme only, and that is this white and black look. It has a sturdy base with rubber feet, meaning it stays in position on your table, and then the rest of it rotates or tilts depending on which mode you're in. There is a display on the front and some buttons to control it, plus a separate remote control is provided for ease of use. That display shows the temperature of the space around the fan. In terms of features, it's a fan. It sucks air in from the rear and pushes it out the front, simulating a cooling effect for you. Internally, it's got these boat propeller-like blades, able to deliver 19 meters cube of air per minute from its 1450 RPM brushless motor. As for rotation, horizontally, you've got 30, 75 and 120 degree movement, while vertically it's 20, 30 and 65 degrees. Price is set at £119 for this model here in the UK, £179 if you wanted the pedestal version. There are 3 modes available: normal, night and eco. Normal mode, where you can select a fan speed between 1 and 12, 12 being as fast as it can go. Night mode, this means the display will turn off unless in use and the sounds will stop. No beeping. Fan will also reduce its speed by 1 every half an hour until it gets down to 1, and then retain that speed until turned off. This has been great at night time, where it gets cooler through the night and early morning when you don't need the fan running at max speed. Eco mode, this means the fan speed will automatically adjust itself depending on the temperature of the room it's in. Therefore, the warmer the space, the higher the fan speed, with an aim to keep you cool as the room gets hotter. The manual states any temperature 19 or lower will be speed 1, and then as you go up in increments of 1 degree, the fan speed will follow that. 20 degrees, fan speed 2, 21 degrees, fan speed 3, and so on up until 30 degrees or higher, which is fan speed 12. You've then got some further options via the built-in controls or the remote. Increase or decrease fan speed, vertical oscillation, so the fan tilting up and down, 3 settings: narrow, 20 degrees, medium, 30 degrees, or wide, 65 degrees, wide being nearly a full tilt, so the fan is pointing to the ceiling. There is also horizontal oscillation, so the fan swiveling left to right. Again, 3 settings: narrow, medium and wide, 30, 75 and 120 degrees in that order. You can have either just horizontal or vertical oscillation, or a combination of the 2. You can have both horizontal and vertical on setting 3, the highest, so it's providing a widespread left and right, up and down, doing its best to distribute the air as much as possible, or just have one or the other. Maybe you want a smaller swivel and a higher tilt. Being able to mix and match really gives good flexibility to adapt the environment you're in. Also, if you found the perfect angle, you can press either vertical or horizontal button to pause the fan in that position and it will stay there. Moving over to the remote, that does all the stuff I've just been through, plus a couple of other bits. A timer to either turn the fan on or off. Now, there is no built-in clock as such, so it works in hours, 1 to 12. So if the fan is off and you go out for a bit, you can set a timer to tell the fan to turn on in, say, 3 hours time, so when you come back, it's already on. You can also do the opposite of this, so of a night, you can use this feature to turn the fan off. Turn it on, set it up how you want, and then set the timer to, say, 4 hours, and in 4 hours, it will turn off. So you don't need to have the fan going all night when you may not need it, because the outside temperature at 2 AM is much cooler than, say, 6 PM. 2 other buttons on the remote: light, which just turns the display off if that is a nuisance during the night, and also mute, so when a button is pressed, it won't beep. Now the remote is small and you could quite easily lose it, but it's actually magnetic, and there is a cutout circle at the center of the fan where the logo is, which is also magnetic. So you can store the remote on that section of fan, which is very, very handy. If you've had a fan before, you'll know dust and even fluff will start to build up on those blades. Fear not, the Sefte can be cleaned. You can take the front grille off by twisting it and then remove the blades too if needed, but that's handy, being able to get the blades off and wipe them clean if needed. Let's talk about efficiency, as Meaco do market this as being very efficient. And it is. Maximum power consumption is 26 watts, but can be less. So if we assume the worst, 26 watts running for 24 hours, that's 0.62 kilowatt hours, and that equates to about 16p in running costs, based on the unit cost of 25p, which is my current tariff with Octopus, excluding the standing charge as well. So say you had it on for 12 hours each night, I'd love 12 hours sleep any night, but that would cost you about 8p. To me, that's pretty cheap to stay cool and get a good night's sleep. Okay, let's have a listen to the fan in action so you can try and gauge how loud or quiet it can be. Overall, I'm really impressed with how well the fan performs. It can really pump out some air if needed, yet if you need something more subtle and quiet, it can do that too. Distribution is very good with plenty of flexibility. It's very well built and a quality piece of tech that I'm sure will last for many summers to come. I'm going to keep using this over the summer as long as it's warm enough. So if you have any questions, or if I think of anything worth mentioning that I haven't already said, let's use that comment section below. We can chat to one another. That is a wrap on this video. If you have stuck around until the end, and thank you very much. And if you want to see more videos from us in the future, hit that subscribe button and all our future videos should pop up in your feed.